easily the most excited I've been to get into an episode of Mushoku Tensei ever. This is something I've been waiting for a very long time, I would say. And this entire week, actually, I've been looking forward to this. Usually, I get excited, right? Like initially or as it gets closer, usually like the day of, like I'll go to sleep the night before and be like, oh, I get to watch that tomorrow. Or like when I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's today. Like that's usually kind of how I am. But I've actually every day been like, all right, we're almost there, almost there. I'm very excited. Miss Nanahoshi is someone I am beyond excited to learn about. Hopefully things go well. Hopefully it's not like we accidentally meet her and then she like blows us up or some shit and then we have like an argument and then like we can't get on good terms with her. Hopefully also it's not like just something short, like they just make mention of her or note of her, or like we see her like and we shouldn't, or even if we should see her, like can we just like see her in passing and then like we start questioning it. I hope it's like a full sit down conversation, like learn about what the fuck she's been up to, learn about who she is, what exactly her deal is, why she talked to Orsted and got Rudy saved at the end there of episode 21, what she is here for, right? Like why is she even at this academy, what she's studying, is she looking into the things regarding the teleportation incident and all this other stuff, right? Like I have questions, and I'm really curious to learn about who she is and the type of person she is and her motives and things, and just I'm excited. I'm so excited. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe to me, and a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments about this episode or series. Let's go on with episode 9. Can't just beat him up with your food and expect him not to eat it. Should I change who I am? See? So there's your problem. Here I thought he just forgot. Maybe you should tell him. Or continue like this and then make him think that he's gay. That's been fun so far, so I'm cool with it. But you also may use selfie if that works. Whatever works for you, buddy. Oh, I was wondering what the fuck that was. That was cool.
転移と召喚が似ていることに気づいた。呼び寄せるのと送り出す。あらゆるものが似通っ、人間は召喚できないということ。
Or so that's what you think.
召喚魔術に詳しい人知りませんか?
There's this one girl. Oh, hey.
召喚魔術、そういえば一人いたよ。召喚魔術の専門家。
Yeah.
誰だと思う？特別生のサイレントセブンスターさ。
Silent Seven
聞いてたの
Star.
は名前だけじゃない。食堂のメニューの改善や制服、黒板の考案など。
Oh.
この学校。
Oh, she's she's a big deal.
そのほとんどは俺が前世から知っているものだった。
Ah, that's why he made those comments early about the food and stuff. Look at her just kicking her feet. What a lad. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh. Is she gonna have a reaction too? Oh. What the fuck are you here? Yeah. Even though she wasn't the one who does it, it's still, Not gonna kill you. Oh no.
優しい手だ。
No, it's Fitz. It's Fitz. About that. Oh, wow. I wonder why we're using this language too. Hmm.
レテにエハゼティのラロチャケパナクサ
Oh, I saved his life.
チャケンジャブサインロゼアティルブラエババフ
I love how direct it is that we're not dating around any of this. Yeah, we're from the same world, buddy. I do.
あなたはこの二人のうちどっち？
I was gonna say, I don't recognize either of those names.
そう。言葉はわかるのね。
I do.
ベイン・ディブランバ、ルーです。ベックエブザカ、ハニー・テッキ・ジークロ・ベーケラ。
You're gonna take it all?
生前の記憶。
Oh!
トラックにひかれそうになっていた高校生と全く同じ顔をした少女がそこにいた。
Oh!
私の名前は七星。七星静香。日本人よ。ポルステッドが知らないって言った時点でなんとなくそんな気がしたのよね。名前教えてよ。
ルデウス。ルデウス・グレイラット。
それはこっちでの偽名よね。
What's your real name?
ああ、警戒してるのね。わかるわよ。あんなことがあったんだし。でも、安心して。私は味方だから。
Are you? Well, you did save us.
私以外にも飛ばされた人がいるなんて、なんだか頼もしい。元の世界に帰るため、お互い協力し。
I don't wanna go back.
元の世界になんて帰りたくない。
に興味はないわ。くだらない召喚者の漫画やラノベのように元の世界の知識を使ってどうこうするつもりも。
願望として生まれ、この世界で家族や友人ができました。
Things that I lacked before.
転生といったところね。
So she wasn't reincarnated. Yeah.
似てるけど違うわ。
事故だったと思います。
Saving a girl.
それで気づいたら赤ん坊か。
Interesting.
私はいきなりアスラ王国に放り出されたわ。そこでオルステッドに保護された。
なぜオルステッドが？
さあ。ただ彼が私を召喚したわけじゃないみたい。あとはあの人に連れられて世界中旅した。あっちこっちに敵がいて戦いばかりだったわ。あなたの戦いもその一つ。
Yeah.
でもなんか他と様子が違ってたから、オルステッドに頼んで生き返らせてもらった。
In hopes it was someone similar.
それにしても、どうしてオルステッドは人神と争っているんですか？
私も詳しいことは知らないわ。けど、個人的な恨みだって言ってたわね。
Okay.
そんな理由でいきなり襲われるのは。
ておき、元の世界に帰るための情報集めとメモの2人を探すために1年で世界中を回ったわ。
1年で世界を？
そう、特殊な方法を使ってね。
Teleportation.
転移魔法陣って知ってる？
名前だけは。でもすでに存在しないと聞き。
には残ってるらしいわよ。
遺跡？どこにあるんですか？
Is it like a forbidden magic type of thing though?
とある人にこんなことを言われたわ。お前は何者かの手によってこの世界に召喚
And who
されたのではない
exactly?
か。
とある人って
We don't know.
言えないわ。自分のことは
Oh,
誰に
you
も
were
言うなっ
told
て言われ
who?
たの。私たちはこの世界にとって異物なの。
Right,
歴
or
史を大きく変え
anomalies.
るようなことをすればきっと世界に排除される。
Hmm.
だから自分に必要なものしか作らないし、利がなければ提供もしない。
世界に排除？
SF とか読んだことない？よくあるでしょ。
そういうものはタイムスリップしたやつが。
Yeah, that's. I was thinking along the same.
で話されても困るのよね。
魔力ないんですか？
そう、私の
Because she was brought through from another world.
魔力あるのよね。
But he was reincarnated, so he had the
転生と
ability
転移
to.
の違いかもね。
Right.
ちなみにこの世界ではあらゆるものに魔力が宿っ
Love the piano.
あと、そう。これもあなたに当てはまらないのかしら。私、この世界に来て5年くらいなんだけど、年を取らないみたい。
Oh.
それは羨ましいですね。
Nope.
まあ、知らない土地で老け衰えていくより。
Well, I guess.
どう？少しは信用してくれたかしら？
Maybe, but it's gonna be hard to get over that.
引きはしましょう。
Uh-oh.
私は魔力がないし、戦う現実味がないし、ご飯は美味しくない。
Well, that's why you're trying to change everything.
不便だし。
Mm-hmm.
元の世界に残してきた人。
この世界が好きです。
Yep.
帰りたくありません。
元の世界に残してきたものとかないの？
Absolutely not.
何の未練もありません。
Cool.
そう。大往生だったのね。
But the experiences we've gotten now have been well worth.
私とあなたでは目的が違う。けど互いに欲しいものを持っている。だから取引よ。魔力。あなたには実験を手伝ってもらう。私はあなたの知りたいことを教える。
Okay.
要するにギブアンドテイクの関係って。
How do I cure my ED? Seems pretty reasonable to me, but I mean, I guess we can get mixed up in some shit, so maybe not. But I don't see an
わか
issue.
りました。
Yeah.
では、
Fitz gets nervous. You're working with another
あり
woman.
がとう。先に言っておくけど後になってやっぱりやめたはなしね。
Ugh.
男に二言はありません。
ついて調べてるって聞いたけど。
Damn, you know
誰から
all.
聞いたんですか？
Oh.
ベカフさ。ちょうど私が来た時と合致するわ。
つまり、
おそらくあの事件はその時の反動で起こったもの。
Hmm.
つまり私が原因かもしれない。
Your existence, or the summoning of you, caused the...
予想していた。
Yeah.
いくら俺でもこれだけ条件が揃えばわかる。
お前が僕たちがどれだけお父さんもお母さんもちょっと見てないで助けてよ。
I didn't intend to do any of this. Calm down.
こいつが原因だって今自分で言ったんだよ。どうして冷静にいられるんだ。君だって大変だったじゃないか。
すみません。説明が足りませんでした。彼女も被害者なんです。来たくて来たわけじゃない。
I thought Sylphie was about to like lose the glasses or reveal some stuff there.
オルステッドさんはなんと。
Not a
こんなこ
word.
とは初めてだって。
人神は
Okay.
オルステッドが起こしたとか言ってた気がするな。
じゃあ、
I don't remember that if you did.
こうだ言われたら言う
Just in case, if that's the case, I don't want you to get mad later.
おそらく私が原因だって。
But maybe not her, her being the cause of it, though. If that made sense.
研究が進めば転移事件の真相も理論的には説明できるはず。そのためにも大量の魔力が必要なのよ。
So that's why I need
なるほど
you.
僕の存在は渡りに船だったと。
Yeah.
渡りに船。そうかもね。
話はわかりました。今日のところはこのくらいで。
I gotta go calm this one over here. Constantly falling back.
ルーデウス君は彼女のことをどう
言わない部分はありますが、信用します。一応。
そっか。
She's alright. She's a little weird, but she's alright.
たんですね。ありがとうございます先輩。
いや心配ってわけじゃ。まあ、どういたしまして。
These feelings are coming to an end. Or in a way, I think best episode of this core season, whatever you want to say, easily, in my opinion. I don't really think there's another that comes close. I think some others had some really good moments or were solid all the way through. And especially a couple of the previous ones being extremely funny and mixing in whatever it is that they're trying to. And the entirety of this university arc has been really, really good so far. I think just in terms of how much info we gain here, how much gets kind of recontextualized here, essentially set us here with a lot of questions still, presenting a lot more to us, but answering some, or at least kind of putting some suspicion to rest, but also putting more suspicion on other things, which is a really good way, I would say, to do this. It didn't feel like one of those, let's answer like one or two things, but then present like 10 more possibilities. Like, it didn't feel that way to me. It felt like, let's have a long conversation, which was 80% of what actually happened here, and then let's give you a bunch of answers and explain what characters know. Let's not withhold anything. Well, we did withhold one or two things on Nanahoshi's end. That's because she kind of has to, according to her, or whatever reason. So it makes enough sense. And I think they did a good enough job at really conveying what they were trying to, and allowing us to witness this conversation. They really mixed in a lot of really cool things with Rudy kind of losing his mind through to the trauma that is happened before with Orsted killing him, and him having memories of that moment and seeing Nanahoshi, even though she wasn't the one who did it, and she was the one who saved us at the end of the day. So shouldn't we be thankful and grateful when we see her? No, of course not. Dude's gonna be destroyed because he still remembers her being a prevalent figure in this moment, that actually basically killed him and caused probably the most trauma thing that's ever happened to him. I think they did a really good job at, like, instantly the moment he sees her, like, losing it, because these things, he sees her, it takes like a second as like you pan to her, but it's like him processing like instantly, like, oh fuck, and remembering everything, and then sprinting off, like screaming instantly, I think is great. Actually getting to see him like pass out afterwards and then have everybody be together. Sylphie's moment at the end too, of her blowing up, was so good. And I really, really like that, especially because they're speaking a different language. She didn't know, she didn't understand anything, and she thinks that this girl sitting right in front of her is the cause of absolutely everything that's happened bad in her life over the years, right? Of course you're gonna fucking be pissed and blow up on them, right? It makes so much sense, and it works so well because she couldn't understand this conversation and everything that happened. So of course she acted the way that she did, and I think it was all presented so well. I don't know, I'm going to go through the episode in a moment, but I don't know how much I have to like really speak on. I'm going to theorize a little bit about certain things and talk on some things, but I don't know if this was like a ton of things as much as it was like a lot of what it was straightforward. Like they flat out told you things, right? And so it would just be me reiterating all of that and kind of summarizing it, which I don't know if that's necessary. We'll see though. I say that and then we'll be here for like 25 minutes while I do this. Anyways, opening scene is mainly Fitz losing his mind over here about what to do in this Rudy situation. I love the other two finding out that like Sylphie's never actually stated Sylphie, you know, just so Rudy knows her as Fitz, and I think that's really funny. And then both of their reactions, they're like, what? They've been operating this entire time, like he just completely forgot. Well, they didn't know that. So I guess that answers why Luke acted the way that he did when we first met Rudy the first time, when he met him in one of the first, I think it was the first episode when we came to the academy. I think that answers the question. It makes a lot of sense. I love Ariel's determination here to kind of just push everything onto Sylphie and be like, it is your role to do. I'm not going to get in the way, but it's your job basically to do this, whether you want to continue as Fitz or see whatever it is to come forward and reveal yourself or do whatever it is, go for it. Like kind of giving her encouragement of, you can do this if you want, but if you don't and you don't feel that's necessary and you want to continue down the path you are now, that's okay. I like this shot when Rudy pulled out the book. I didn't even know what the hell it was at first until he did it, but it looked really, really satisfying to me. Also him learning about all the differences between teleportation and summoning, how one of them brings you to, the other kind of just moves things away. It makes sense. It's pretty explanatory, but it also works well as a way to give you a little hint into kind of what's to come, especially with our conversation that we're going to have with Nanahoshi. Fitz is losing his mind over here and blanking out here, not knowing how to handle this situation and what exactly to do, but recommends that we go see Nanahoshi if we want to learn about this. Rudy also begins to figure out and pinpoint on a lot of things about how this person person who he's going to meet is actually really big and beneficial to the school while changing a lot of things within it. The supplies and the things that they use, the basic rules and the way that things are done, the food and all of that stuff. And a lot of it is being changed more to what is well known to him back in the homeland, back in Japan, which gives you another real big hint into towards what's kind of coming. I like this moment with her sitting up here and kind of humming along and him tapping along, similar, just to show you more of a connection of them being like the same person, or not the same person, but coming from the same place and sharing the same sort of things like that. I love him opening the door and immediately seeing the mask and the panic that goes right through him. We talked about this a little bit before, but the way he just runs away and this completely destroys him. Of course it does, because he's so traumatized by this last situation. It's arguably the most traumatic thing that he's been through. I don't know. I'd argue because he died in it, it's probably more than the things that he went through in his past that constantly haunted him and caused big issues for him that we ultimately had to get over, a lot of them going forward. Here, we still have to get by this. I don't know how you get over the visions that you have of a man killing you, but that's something that we're gonna have to face at some sort of point. I still love the way that we describe Fitz's hands as like soft and gentle and all that. This moment, the switch up of languages was rather interesting. It threw me off because I was like, why are we speaking this language? Like I didn't understand. Makes a lot more sense when we start speaking Japanese to Nanahoshi, because why wouldn't we, right? That makes perfect sense. And we just use normal Japanese as a way because it works for the voice actors and actresses and stuff within the show. But to explain and showcase why it's a little bit different in the way that they speak and stuff, they do it this way instead, which I think is really cool. And it works well within this conversation because once you get it in your mind and you understand that Sylvie can only understand one of these things, it works pretty well at you understanding what she can and can't be let in on. Firstly, she's got 3 things she wants to speak to us about, immediately switching up the language. One, showcasing these 2 names, asking, I guess, do we know the language? Can we read it? Do either of these people, like, kind of, do you recognize these names? Are you either of these people? I'm assuming these are people that she's looking for. I was under the belief at first, like, there's others like you. And I was thinking more along the lines of she has this weird ability to kind of know, based through Orsted, of knowing who's in this world and who's not, based on things, that maybe other people were teleported or summoned or reincarnated, whatever it was, into this world. And these are 2 other people that they have accounts for, but they can't track them down for whatever reason. So they were looking for them. And that's why she's asking if you are one of these people, because then that would kind of confirm that. Not the case. I don't believe so, at least. I would assume these are probably just people that she knows back on Earth, the people that she was probably with when this occurred. I think she said she was walking to school when she got summoned or teleported, I guess. Either of them really works. Well, they are entirely different. I guess summoned would be the right one to say, but teleported makes sense because you're transferring through to another world, but you're also summoned, so I guess either works. Regardless, I'm assuming these are the people that she was with when that happened, and that's why she wants to know, are you either of these people? Just so that she can know if she can kind of reconnect and who you are. Second thing was if he knew the language, and he does. Third, are you either of them? He's not. So as we show here, I'm assuming it's both of these 2 guys are the ones that she was kind of asking for and kind of missing. We see that she retains the same face and she's the exact same person. This is also happens to be the girl and the group of people here in which Rudy was attempting to save before he ended up dying and being hit by this truck and kind of being transported into this world, which is really, really fucking cool. To have them kind of come full circle and be back in our lives. Basically, from here on out, we get a lot of questions being asked, questions being answered, understanding each of these people, which is all pretty good, and I like it a lot. The main conflict and main thing that kind of comes between them before they really start talking about the teleportation incident is more so the things that they want, the things that they're attempting to do. Nanahoshi wants to go back home. She wants to get out of this world. Rudy wants to stay because he likes things here, and it works perfectly. Each of them have perfect reasons for wanting to do the things that they're doing. Rudy absolutely hated everything in the world before. He hated his past life, but look at him. He's had a chance to grow from birth and begin all anew, right? Creating a bond with his friends and family and all these things that he's able to gain along the way that he didn't have in this past life, in this past world. Of course, things are going to look so glamorous in a way for him here. He also has the ability of having to use magic and all these other things that he couldn't have possibly began to have before. So it makes him really happy about this place that he's at. He feels so much further ahead and so much more accomplished probably within this world that he's in now, and he enjoys it so much more. Nanahoshi, on the other hand, does not have any of that, right? She was teleported to this world or summoned to this world. She's not the person who was reincarnated and got to get a fresh start and start all over again, right? She was brought in as the exact same person that she is. She doesn't have the ability or the benefits of things that everyone else in this world can have. She can't learn magic and doesn't have mana, and she doesn't have any of this stuff. So it makes the being in this world kind of useless, right? All that she gets is a world that's kind of has less tech, right? Is less advanced in that aspect, that lacks all the things and that she's kind of used to in the modern world that she has. And that's why she's constantly trying to change things and fix things for the better within this magic society that she's at, because she's trying to do things to benefit herself. Of course, she's going to want to go back. She's been unable to meet friends and do all these things because she won't let go of the idea that she can kind of get herself out of this world. It's it works. It makes perfect sense. Of course she's going to want to go back. And of course Rudy's not going to want to. I don't think there's really too much of a argument or debate, but I just think it's really interesting that we get two people who come from the same place, who both want and view things entirely different based on their circumstances here in this situation, which I think is really cool. She speaks a little bit on Orsted and what exactly he did for bringing her in. Basically, he just kind of found her one day and he took her under his wing, and then that's as far as it really goes. Why he did, I don't know. What his reasons are, what his plans are with her, what exactly he's trying to do. I have zero idea why any of this is the case. But she basically brought us back, and we got lucky because she thought that he could possibly be one of the people that she's looking for. And even if that's not the case, she could possibly meet somebody here who's fated the same way that he is and has the ability to kind of meet them and maybe work together to get back if that was the case. Now she knows that that isn't, and that's not what he really wants. But they can still kind of work together because she does find out that there's other people within this world, at least one other, that share the same kind of fate to it. Also, them talking about that she came here 5 years ago, so she didn't come here right after the incident happened when she got saved or whatever else the case was. So just randomly years down the line, she was teleported here or summoned here. So that's weird. They talk about it as well, who she was summoned by, why she was summoned by. We're not really able to touch on that or talk about that too much. It weird just because I don't know how to think about that and how to feel and where exactly that goes from here. I don't really have a strong idea or anything on who that could have been. I'm assuming it's one of the other higher ones like Laplace, or I don't know any of the others' names. I'm assuming it's somebody like of that sort of caliber that was able to do something along these lines and brought her here for a reason. So I have actually no idea, unless it was like Man God and he's the one who basically allowed Rudy to become reincarnated and bring him here. Also wanted to bring her along too, as like a way for him to kind of find somebody and connect with somebody from the same world who he has some sort of connection with in a way, due to what exactly happened before he died. But to me that doesn't make much sense if we want to go that route, because why would it? I don't know. Just why would we have to bring her into the fold for something like that to happen? I don't really understand. Here she's looking at circles and stuff because they were able to travel the entirety of this world apparently within a year, using these special things that Orsted uses, these teleportation circles or whatever they are. So she's kind of looking into them and trying to see if there's a way that she can create one to kind of teleport herself out of here and bring herself out of this world, instead of just transporting herself to other parts within it, which is a really clever thing to do and really interesting. And I'm excited to kind of see what we learn from here. But we do find out that she doesn't have any mana and she's not able to do it, but everything else in this world does have it. So she's going to use Rudy to help with her experiments and help figure out whatever else it is that she has to, and help her get back to her home. In exchange, she'll tell him and help him learn about anything else that it is that he wants. So I wonder here if we go a route where he learns about whatever it is that can kind of cure his ED and everything from her. I'd assume that's not the case. Like I was more so excited for and hoping the case was more of his connection that he gets with Sylphie is the thing that cures it. But if they want to go this route, I guess that is fine. We can use her more as like an info dump in a way to give us some background, I guess, on the world and the situation that might be going on with his mom, and maybe she'll be able to figure something out or find something out or know something about like the area, and I don't know, maybe she'll be able to use Orsted to help us. Like I don't know the situation. Really interesting though. Also, speaking on Orsted, something I skipped over was the idea that he's not like out for Rudy and he's not like looking for him, viewing the Man God as like a rival in a way for whatever reason. He claims it that way, and he's kind of more so looking for him and not Rudy. So anybody that's associated with him, he was just trying to do away with and get rid of. So he doesn't It seemed like he might not be the worst guy in the world. I don't know. But he still probably isn't the greatest. I mean, he took this helpless girl that he just met under his wing who can't do anything, right? So you got to be useful for something. I just, I don't know. After this, we end up making our deal. Sylphie ends up overhearing the idea because we switch languages that it was her who probably caused this entire incident. And as a result, made her lose everything that was kind of around her, family, friends, parents, everything that goes with that, her hometown, right? So of course she's going to be pissed and frustrated like this. I also was confused at the moment, like why Nanahoshi was able to use magic and create these barriers and stuff. I'm assuming it's just the rings that they showcased right before then. It was like her preparation because she knew once we switched, Sylphie would probably fucking lose it. Had somebody figure that out. We have to explain things a bit more so Sylphie can kind of understand this is a thing that like she didn't want this to happen, but it ended up happening, right? She was just the victim. She was the piece that was within this to kind of cause it to happen for whoever it was that decided to summon her to this world. Had to use such a large amount of mana probably to create this teleportation thing that fucked the entire world up, at least our land. And interesting. I like the moments here of Sylphie constantly falling behind. It feels like a thing, I guess, from her perspective, if you want to look at it, of her kind of slipping away from Rudy, her constantly like seeing these other girls and these other people just surrounding themselves with Rudy and him taking an interest in them, or having these relationships and things that she can't even begin to understand with these other people, and feeling like I can't take that next step and actually catch up to him, and I keep falling behind and I'm losing this race basically, and she needs to do something about that. That leaves us with next time. These feelings of Sylphie, of Rudy, of both of them. It's about them. It's just a matter of how we're going to confront this, I guess. So I am curious how exactly they plan to approach that. If this is from Sylvie's perspective of her feelings that she has for him, and she's going to kind of reveal that here, or work towards what she's going to do to be able to reveal that, or if Rudy's just going to start understanding his feelings more that he's having towards her, and then being able to work more towards that as well. Or it could just be both of them and the steps that they're taking now. That could be interesting too. Fantastic episode that answered a lot of things and presented a lot of things for us and gave us some things to look forward to and think about, which I think is great. And I'm very happy, and it was well more than I ever wanted it to be. So I'm not mad in the slightest, and I'm very happy. I may have overlooked and missed a lot of things specifically in this discussion, but that's bound to happen because I don't write things down, and there was a lot of stuff that kind of got presented here, as the entire thing was just the conversation between two characters for the most part, and explained and answered on, put into question a lot of things. So it's going to be a little bit hard, and I'm not going to go back through and read every line of dialogue and pick it all out. I feel like I hit the main parts though, and the things that I needed to, and understood it as it was being presented. If I don't, though, please let me know. Please let me know what you picked up, what I didn't pick up, if that was the case. Correct me on things that I might be feeling wrong about, what you liked about the episode. Literally anything. I love when you guys just give me your thoughts, opinions on things. Also, when it's on things that I didn't pick up on or I don't understand properly, and it allows me to just further my understanding of the story and appreciate it a lot more. It also makes me a bit happy. But yeah, that's going to be all from me. Absolutely love this one. Very excited to see what they're going to do next and how we're going to start working towards a wrap up of this core and probably this arc. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe to me a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Let me know in the comments for this episode or series. I'll be back for episode 10 next week. You guys have a good one though. Peace.